Here we have a G733Z Asus laptop that came in for repair. This one does not power on, and we already disassembled the board right here. Let's go over the board and see what's going on. Why is this laptop not powering on? What's the number one thing that we do when we inspect an Asus laptop? Write it down in the comments. If you've been following the channel, you've probably seen me fix a lot of Asus laptops, and you know the drill by now. We look for the charging connector, this one right here, that's where the charging cable plugs in, and we inspect nearby. Do we have any MOSFETs? And we do. We want to inspect the drain of the MOSFET that's closer to the current sense resistors, meter in diode mode, and we want to inspect for a short. Do we have a short circuit? And we do. We have it at short. Let me go to ohms mode quick. And we are reading 0 ohm resistance. That's it that short. What's new with Asus laptops? Every single laptop. This is one expensive laptop I'm working on. How much is the G733Z laptop? I'm curious. I think around $2,500. It's an expensive laptop. 1 year, 2 years down the line, it failed. Because of what? Because of a short circuit. And you have people in the comments, they tell you, why don't you underclock that laptop? Why are you paying $2,500 so you can underclock the laptop? Just go and buy a cheap laptop. You buy the laptop for its power. You want to be able to utilize the power that this laptop has to offer. What do? Underclock it. Some people are very smart. I underclocked it by 50%. No issues at all. Why pay that much money for this laptop if you're not going to use its full power? That's crazy. Some people think they are smart, but in reality, they're thinking backwards. What we're going to do is inject voltage. I have my ground probe right here, and we're going to inject voltage right here or at the current sense resistor, and we're going to monitor the board under a thermal camera and see what gets hot. Let's try to narrow down the short. Probably a V-core DR MOSFET or a capacitor. Usually, anytime we have a short circuit at the current sense resistor, it's usually a DR MOSFET or a capacitor. That's based on my experience working on Asus laptops every day. Every single day. All right, so we have our power connector right here. We have our ground probe right here. And we're going to inject voltage at the current sense resistor. And I have the NF.short device. I have it set on beep if we have a short. It looks like we have a heat spot right over here, right at the first DR MOSFET. But heat looks diffused, which tells me that maybe we have a short from back of the board and not from the front. Look at this. If we had a short circuit from front of the board, then we would see a sharp heat spot. This does not look like a sharp heat spot. It looks diffused. The heat spot is spreading. Let me flip the board. Same area from the back. Oh, I see a lot of capacitors. I see a lot of capacitors right here. A whole row of capacitors. Look at this row of capacitors. That's exactly where the heat spot was coming from, front of the board. Okay, let me inject voltage at any one of those capacitors. But before we do, why not inspect the capacitors for a short first, just to confirm. I mean, I can already tell what the problem may be. Can you see it? Do you see it? What do you think? Which one looks bad to you? one of the two options, either the second one from the left or the third one from the left. This may be a crack right here. And this one looks blown. Maybe. So if we measure from here to here, let me go to diode mode. If we measure from here to here, one shorted cap will short out the whole row. All of them are connecting in parallel. 0 ohm short. This one went up to 0.4 voltage drop and then back down to 0. Yeah, 0 ohm short across the line. Let's inject voltage at either side of the capacitor, and we're gonna monitor the board under a thermal camera and see which cap is getting hot. Maybe I'll inject voltage away from those two caps, maybe somewhere here. And let's take a look at the thermal camera. So I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4 caps, inject voltage. And look at this, the heat spot is 2 steps away from my probe. 1, 2. We got it. We got it. How long did it take? Like every laptop. 5 minutes, 2 minutes, 30 seconds. So the heat spot is coming from the second cap right here. I injected voltage right here, and heat was coming from this cap right here. Let's go ahead and desolder the cap, and we'll inspect for a short circuit again. And I'm gonna put that cap on the side. I'm not gonna throw away the cap yet. Let's just leave it on the side. And we're gonna inspect for a short circuit again. Do we still have it? Do we still have it? Meter and diode mode. And we're gonna inspect from here to here. And the short is gone. Awesome. I'm reading 0.32 voltage drop. One more time. .33 voltage drop. Voltage drop will go up to about 0.4, 0.43, 0.45, but the board is still hot. So it's reading 0.33, which means that our short is gone. We did it. Let me just remove the cap. We're gonna replace it. Whatever tools we are using on the bench here, if you are a hobbyist or in the same type of business, you can purchase directly off our site. We carry everything from this amazing Amtech, original Amtech Flux. We are one of the largest distributors of the Flux. We carry and sell everything from hot air stations, soldering stations, thermal camera, Flux, braid wig, this amazing microscope, the articulating arm, tweezers, whatever you need. Just log into our site, add to cart, checkout, pay, and we almost always ship out same day. And we are done. Now we're gonna measure for a short circuit again, even though we already did. Measure from here to here, and we do not have a short circuit anymore. Awesome. I'm gonna hand the board over to Big Boss to reassemble and test, and I'll be back to finish the video. Right, so Big Boss reassembled the board, and I do see a light right here. We want to see something on the screen. Yes. Laptop is fixed. We're done. Thank you, Big Boss, the boss of all bosses. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think. Leave it down in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll do something else in the next video.